boys. That's how it should be. Now.
So yesterday, September 13, was a free speech march in London. But was it really about free speech? Let's ask some question. What's this Israeli propaganda?
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Avi Yamini from Rebel News.
Was this march against Islam?
Islam is our real enemy. We have to get rid of Islam. Islam doesn't belong to Europe. Islam doesn't belong to the UK.
Was it against the Palestinian people who are facing genocide where children are being murdered?
The Palestinian religion of lies and corruption. In the name of Jesus, we finish your power in our nation. Rip it up, boys.
Was it disrespecting my religion? Now I want to ask a question. Honestly, do you agree with this? Is this the Britain you believe in? Because this is what creates hate. This is what divides neighbours from neighbours. And I know deep down most of you don't want that. Most of you know this is wrong. Okay? And don't tell me that Muslims are taking over, Sharia law is taking over. Muslims are only 6% in this country. English people are over 80%. Even Muslim want to take over, it would take hundreds of years. And you know it's never going to happen. So I don't know why you guys are worried about this. I don't know if you're not good at maths or something or you can't see this. And I tell you the truth. I want this country to be Christian because that would be a good thing for everyone. True Christians stand for justice. True Christians stand for what's right against what's wrong. True Christians are honest, kind and fair and true. Christians are a people of the book, people who Muslims respect, people we share values with, people we get on with. And that's what true Christians are about. This country doesn't need more hate. It doesn't need more fear. It needs truth, it needs faith, and all British people, Christian, Muslims, everyone should be together, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, standing against hate, standing against for what's right. And that's the only way forward for Britain. And hopefully everyone believes in this.
So yesterday saw one of the biggest protests against migrants take place in the UK, organised by far-right figure Tommy Robinson. Now, what exactly were the aims of this protest? I guess this is where there is a real grey area, because some would say that they were simply there to protest against the small boats that are bringing in migrants to the UK illegally. However, if we have a look at some of those who took part in organising this event, it seems that they're sharing a different kind of a message. I'm just going to share a small clip from one of the speakers who attended yesterday's rally. Have a listen to what he had to say.
It has to be clear that Islam is our real enemy. We have to get rid of Islam. Islam doesn't belong to Europe. Islam doesn't belong to the UK.
That message of Islam is our enemy and we have to get rid of Islam was met by cheers from the crowds. This event was also labelled as a free speech event. But can we just imagine if this individual had said that Judaism was the enemy and that they had to get rid of it? Would this be labelled as free speech or extremism? And again, what was this protest about? Is it really about small boats? Or is it about riling people up against Islam and Muslims? As usual, guys, let me know what your thoughts are.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This is Hosting Stories KE, and personally I hope and believe you are doing super great whenever you are watching this episode from. Now, yesterday all over social media, all over the news, all over the mainstream media, we saw something that has never happened in the United Kingdom before. Thousands of protesters, not to mention millions, were on the streets and flooding the streets with the UK flag protesting. So this protest was termed as Uniting the kingdom. Others are saying it was an anti-immigrant protest led by Tommy Robinson. But unfortunately, here's the plot twist. People are saying that this was just but a new day in the United Kingdom of people just expressing themselves and their immigrants fatigue, showing how much they hate immigrants and protesting against immigrants. We saw some people tearing apart the Palestinian flag, stepping it on the floor, and others were even shouting, who the is Allah? Who the F is Allah? Like they were literally mocking the Muslim people. They were literally mocking the Muslim people. They are saying enough of these Palestinians. We don't want immigrants in our country and we want them to go with immediate effect. So all these incidents led to people concluding that this, others were saying it was a march of uniting the kingdom, but others were saying no, it was a march against immigrants, it was a march against the Palestinians, and it was a march against the Muslims. These people just want the United Kingdom to remain white. Here's just some of the comments that I saw prudent, and it's quite unfortunate that these things are still happening. Let's watch together and then we'll be talking about what you think on it, and then we'll see what's next. Let's watch these videos together, guys.
Just came back from central London where all the protests are. How are you telling me I got rushed? I was just trying to go to work. These guys were like, what are you doing here? Get back to your own country. I said, I need to go to work. And all of a sudden they started chasing me, being racist, saying go back to your own country. Like, what did I even do, man? Like, what is this? Luckily, I'm safe right now, but I don't even know where I am, man. And because of the tube strikes, I can't even get home. Like, what should I do? I can't lie, should I leave the UK? Because I think I should, man, honestly.
So unless you've been living under a rock, you would have noticed that there was protests in London today. Tommy Robinson led his Free Speech Festival march, which garnered thousands and thousands of people coming down to London to wave their flag and spread their racist rhetoric. If you think that that is not about racism, then I'm afraid you are very confused as to what racism is. However, there was also a counter-protest. I was at this counter-protest. We were heavily outnumbered. However, as one of the speakers said at the counter-protest, we aren't heavily outnumbered. We are heavily out-organised. This country is not full of racist people, no. But the racist people that are in this country are very, very keen on getting together and making sure that you hear what they're saying. Now, if you're against this, you will consider coming down to the future marches, and I plead with you to please come down. It's really important that what happened today does not continue to happen, where we are heavily outnumbered by a group of racist thugs and cornered into a certain space. It was scary, but I was filled with hope. Hope because the people that did come down were very strong in what they believed, and what they believed in was based in humanity and based in caring for others. What they believe in is anger and to not care about others. No matter what they tell you, their march was not about freedom of speech. Their march was them pushing their racist rhetoric. It is important that you use your voice, please.
Get out of my country, bro. Let me get that. Let me grab that.
That video has gone viral all over social media to use against yesterday's protest, which was called Unite the Kingdom, arranged by Tommy Robinson, which had seen approximately 150,000 British people taking to the streets on London. That video is trying to imply that the people do not want any immigrants in this country. The protest itself had different elements, but its core focus was anti-illegal immigration, especially focusing on boat crossings over the Channel, which has seen a lot of illegal immigrants crossing over into the UK. There's also been concerns by these protesters that the illegal immigrants are taking over their culture. Now, from Pew Research, it said approximately 70 to 80% of the people crossing over by the boats come from a Muslim background. There was also anti-Palestinian slogans at these protests, as the protesters are fed up of seeing Palestinian flags being waved across the country in the UK in the last 2 years, including individuals stating that the UK will become an Islamic country.
Get out of my country, bro. Let me get that.
going back to that video, as well as its commentary, is very misleading, which is being pushed by the left ecosystem, as there is a difference between a legal immigrant as well as an illegal immigrant, and that shop owner was a legal Indian immigrant.
Are you good to be on the camera now?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay.
Hello.
How you doing? You got like 1,100 people watching.
Yeah.
Are you a tourist?
No, I'm not a tourist. I live in West London. I came down to see what it's all about. I've actually spoken to some nice people today, but the majority of comments that I've had have been racist. People call me scum. People call me a terrorist.
Whoa.
Even said that I'm Palestinian. I support Palestine, but I'm not Palestinian. So get your nationalities right before you come for people.
Where are you from?
My dad is South African. My mum was born in England, but she's Greek Egyptian.
Greek Egyptian?
Yeah,
oh,
and
wow.
a bit of Argentinian.
Is it cool just to touch the sun a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are you not concerned about any kind of violence towards you or anything like that?
100%, but I thought I'd come down and catch it on camera just to prove people what these people are about.
So you don't have your camera? Oh, okay, so you do have your camera out. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool.
I actually spoke to a nice man over here. It just shows you that there's always going to be nice people on either side. But the point is, they're not here for a nice cause. This is not patriotic Britain. This is a racist Britain.
That guy's recording us. I'm interviewing. I'm interviewing people. I never said anything.
Yeah, the thing about it is people. It's not racist at all. Do you think
it's not racist?
Do you
I
think?
just have people calling me scum for being brown.
Yeah, but that's the people. Tommy is not racist, right?
Oh, yes, he is.
No, wait. All right. What's one thing that's racist now? Because all right, let me get my point across. Yeah, if it was Americans or Australians coming over, they'd have the exact same reaction.
I'm sorry, what? What? How is this not made mainstream news? What? How are they not finding the person holding this? Can you read what this says? So you're telling me that when people are peacefully protesting for Palestine, old women, old men in their 80s, in their 90s, they're getting arrested. But the people of this country can write this on a flag and it's okay. The police aren't arresting them. The police aren't batting a flippant eyelid at this. But an old lady, an 80-year-old lady... Am I missing something here? Because I feel like I'm missing something. Can you imagine if someone at one of the Palestine protests had this on the flag, but you're getting arrested for just carrying the Palestinian flag? Pensioners are getting arrested. The elderly are getting arrested for opposing a genocide. But there's people in our own country doing this. The same people that want to save our girls and protect our women. This is the level of violence that they're projecting. What?
If 100,000 people gathered for a march in London and instead of saying the words Muslim or Islam and they said the words Jew, Jewish and Judaism instead, and they said what they said yesterday, would that be allowed? I just want to know, can somebody clarify this for me? Would that be allowed? Maybe a journalist could ask Keir Starmer or the government or the police maybe, is that allowed? Because the language that was used yesterday is from the history books. Saying to people kill or be killed and that you are being replaced is literally the words that you can find in the Rwandan genocide, the Armenian genocide, the Bosnian genocide, and you can find it in the Holocaust. I'm not saying that these people are literally about to commit a genocide. I'm not saying that at all, but these people have been brainwashed with the same rhetoric. They are ready for violence. They think this is true. They think this is happening. And this is the scariest part. And the bit that people need to pay attention to the most is the fact that, yes, they overplayed their numbers. They said it was 3 million when it was around 100,000. But last time, only 11 months ago, their big march was 20,000. Now it's 100,000. That should literally terrify people. And these people are being constantly brainwashed every single day on social media. Why? Because I follow these people. I follow them around and see what they are consuming every single day. They are being fed dozens and dozens of videos every single day of a non-white person committing a crime in the UK, across Europe. And this is an intercontinental propaganda machine that is fueling these people every single day and brainwashing them. And now we're at the point where people, the richest man in the world, is streaming in and literally using words which have been used to propagandize people to commit genocides that have been prosecuted in The Hague. Alarm bells should be ringing right now.
So the UK had like one of those anti-immigration rallies or whatever. I think it was being held by Tommy Robinson. I think he's another far-right asshole, whatever. The thing that kills me about that rally are the pictures I'm seeing from it and the pictures after it happened. These people are walking around, marching around how like, oh, like we need to make England English, no more immigrants. And I'm seeing photos on Twitter of these people eating like Indian curry, Afghan food, jollof rice. I'm like, that's not English food, dude. These people are talking about, yeah, like everything needs to be English. Extra yum yum sauce on my Chinese food, please. Thank you. No matter how much these people hate immigrants, they know their cuisine is ass. Obviously, these people are Europeans, so while they were marching, they were drinking, and a bunch of like drunk anti-immigrant protesters. These people were pissing in the street. Dude, like, you're gonna complain about immigrants making the country dirty and you're just, pissing outside with, like, just people marching around? That's fucking gross. And then this morning, I was seeing pictures of the aftermath. So, like, obviously today it's gone. Everybody went home. Dude, there's, like, beer cans and trash all over the place. All over the place. These people complain about how immigrants make the country dirty. They want their streets clean. And then they leave trash everywhere, man. None of these anti-immigrant people are ever serious.
I'm English and I'm British, and if you don't like it, tough. And those of you who are saying, oh, Britain doesn't look like it used to look like, and we've got an island of strangers, let me tell you, I was born here, so I know what Britain used to look like. And in the 70s, we were playing out with all colours and all races. And yeah, we had our little childhood scraps, but we got along. And if you want to say, oh, we don't mean you, we mean the migrants. Well, my mum was a migrant. My mum was a migrant from the Caribbean. And she came to this country and she worked in the NHS as a qualified nurse for decades. More decades than some of you who are running about saying you're protesting in London today have even been alive. She worked nights on what back then was called geriatric wards. Geriatric wards, they now call them care of the elderly wards. So migrants like my mum came to England and they were caring for your nans and granddads, or great nans and great granddads. When some of your families wouldn't even bother to go and visit them, they were in hospital. When governments neglected them and left them ill, hungry, cold, some homeless and lonely, migrants such as my mum were looking after them, not only physically, but emotionally in hospital, sitting down and talking to them, giving them a little laugh just to cheer them up in their latter days. So let me tell you what your nan or your great nan would tell you if you bothered to go and visit her. What she'd say is, listen, love, if you ain't got anything nice to say, why don't you sit down and don't say anything at all?
So let me get this straight. Elon Musk is allowed to say this.
The left is the party of murder. If this continues, that violence is going to come to you. You will have no choice. You're in a fundamental situation here where whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you don't.
So he's allowed to say all of that with no consequences. But God forbid we park on a double yellow line. That's 6 points on your license, £20,000 fine, plus 5 years in prison. And you lose custody of your kids as well. Like, bro, it's a joke thing, fam. Where is the UK's priorities at? Like, this is ridiculous.
As you can see, some unfortunate incidents whereby the people of the United Kingdom were stepping on the Palestine flag, tearing them apart, shouting and mocking the Islam, saying no more illegal immigrants. Let's introduce hanging. We don't want these immigrants in our country. F Allah. They were just shouting literally. And now we saw two groups. The anti-immigrant protest that was led by Robinson, and the other counter-protest that was overpowered by these protesters. So this counter-protest, they are saying these immigrants were just about immigrants. This protest was just about immigrants. It was anti-immigrants. These people don't want to see immigrants in their country. They are tired of immigrants' fatigue. They are fatigued of these immigrants. They don't want any Palestinian or anyone who is not white in their country. They don't want any other religion to be in their country. Because what do they mean by stepping on the Palestine flag and tearing the Palestine flag apart, whereby the Palestinian people are seeking asylum in the UK? Why can't they just coexist with them? Stepping on the flag means that they don't want these Palestinians into their country. Shouting F Allah, it means that they don't want Islam in their country. Carrying banners and posters being written that stop immigrants or send them away. It is something that shows us that these people, some of them don't want these immigrants into their country. But again, this is just a normal day in a protest. In a protest, you can't miss such things. In a protest, you will find a racial person, you will find a person that is against immigrants, you will find a person that is against the Palestinians, you will find a person that is against Islam. But that's to say that does not mean that this protest was all about that. It also means that the people of the United Kingdom are waking up and they want the government to at least hear their grievances. They want their voices to be heard by the government of the day. They want the government of the day to do something. Because saying that this was an anti-immigrant protest, it means that everyone there was marching against these immigrants, which I personally believe that it is not true, because a majority of the people were maybe pure intentions. We saw them. They went there with pure intention, carrying the flag. Most of them were old. Most of them were of aged people. They are seeing that the country is heading in the wrong direction, and therefore they just want the country to hear their grievances. So that is just my views. You do tell me what you think in the comment section, guys. Let's have an open discussion. What do you think this protest was all about in the United Kingdom? Was it anti-immigrants? Was it Islamophobic? Was it a march against the Palestinians? Was it a march against illegal immigrants? Or was it just a march for the United Kingdom, uniting the kingdom? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Please, let's have a discussion. I really, really want to know what you think about this in the comment section. What do you think about this protest that happened in the UK? And let's have a discussion. See you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, and adios.